I'm Paul Abuela, and I'm here with Derek Joyce, and this is I'm Not the Expert, but this is a podcast where we discuss everything from the most complex topic that we know nothing about to the simplest topic that we probably also know nothing about. So put the kettle on, make yourself comfy, and join us.
Zombies, because we're at that end of the year. Zombies, werewolves, vampires, ghosts, the whole fucking thing is coming up, right?
So I'm rolling my eyes here, folks. It's really not my genre, but Dell absolutely insists that I'm going to be mind blown by this, so I'm looking forward to it.
You are? It's going to be fucking dead.
I haven't said that. I say that, like, you know, not my genre or whatever, and like zombies definitely aren't my genre, but yeah, the only movie I've ever made, yes, I made a movie in college, was a zombie movie.
Yeah.
Funny enough.
You know what? I'd tell my students they're so easy to fucking make.
Exactly.
And they're like, I'd love to do a zombie movie. And I was like, fucking
do
it.
It's so easy.
And they're saying, I wouldn't know how. And I was like, you would know how. You just haven't been challenged to solve a problem that you can't throw money at because you haven't got any.
Exactly. Yeah, this was zero budget as well. And it was.
But
it all came about because the film stock committee took a vote on different ideas and they voted for a zombie movie. So Muggins here had to write and direct it. And we had great fun. I think you were in that, Del, were you?
No, we wasn't.
No, you were one of the very few of our circle in college who wasn't in it.
No, I wasn't in it at all.
Yeah, we filmed it up in the college over the midterm break.
I'm sure it's that correct.
It was deadly.
Fucking
We
great.
had so
I have
much fun.
loads of ideas for short films, for zombie films that I want to do. That I will do one day. But,
Absolutely.
there you go. Anyway, the way this is going to play out is, you know the part in Wizard of Oz where they're walking through the forest and they're scared, and it's Dorothy and Toto, and is it the Scarecrow and the Tin Man?
Tin Man and the Cowardly Lion.
And they're walking, and no, he's not there yet.
Okay.
And they're going, and lions and tigers and bears, oh my. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my. Lions, and they do this thing, and they're scaring you. It's a fantastic story. That's a great fucking story.
I know, it's so long since I've seen it.
So they're doing this. They're doing this thing, right? And then the scary lion comes out. So I've taken the lions and tigers and bears, and I've turned it into zombies and werewolves and vampires.
Oh my!
Right? So the way this is going to play out up to Halloween is this is going to drop on the Friday.
Right.
So what have we got Friday?
So you're listening to this on a Friday.
Yeah. And then the following Tuesday, which is 29th.
So Tuesday 29th
is
next one.
Going to be werewolves.
Right.
And then Halloween, which is the 31st on the Thursday, is going to be the vampires episode. So there's going to be three.
Vampires I like.
There's 3 quick fire drops for Halloween, because I promised that we were going to do an extravaganza this year.
And I promise we're not doing any sparkly vampires. Our vampires don't sparkle.
No. They don't even have shallows. No. Fucking. So what's that stupid film called?
Twilight.
Yeah.
That's all keeps popping into my head when you say werewolves as well. Isn't there a werewolf in that too? I've never seen it. I've never seen it. I've heard of it, Lycan Underworld or Lycan.
Lycan is just
the word for werewolf. Yeah.
It's a Latin something or other.
Yeah.
But I can't remember how.
That was. Yeah, wasn't that just a shameless cash grab on the whole Twilight fad anyway? It was loads of stuff came out.
Underworld?
Yeah.
That was 2002.
Was that before?
Yes, it was.
So I know there was a whole spate of books and movies that came out in the wake of Twilight, just right cash in on it, you know?
No, not a chance. Now, Underworld is not great, and neither is the second one, and I can't remember what it's called. Underworld something. But Twilight was the cash grab. That's
I know, but
bullshit.
That was a cultural phenomenon, though. You know what I mean? For some reason. Well, not for some reason. Teenage girls
and boys.
Yeah.
No,
maybe.
Sorry, and boys.
Maybe.
Because my students, when I'd have been in school, they'd have all who likes zombie movies? Twilight, and that's the guys
zombie
as well.
Movie. It's a
not zombie movie. Fucking scary movie.
Vampire movie. Vampire movie.
but that was boys and girls.
Yeah.
So
the interesting thing, though, right? Robert Pattinson, is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Was the main lead or whatever in Twilight, and then he was announced that he was going to play Batman, and everyone just lost their shit. Like, what the fuck? How's he? Oh, he was a great Batman.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed him as Batman. I thought he was super.
I appreciated more how psychologically damaged superheroes are.
Yeah. Yeah.
After watching that, it's like they are all psychologically damaged.
Yeah, well then you should definitely watch The Boys then, if you haven't.
I have.
Yeah, you'd love that. It's literally about psychologically damaged superheroes.
It's fucking, you know what? They're all psychopaths. They just, have you ever seen Brightburn?
No, I've heard of it though. Isn't that the one with Cillian Murphy? Is that one? No. What was the big one this summer with Cillian Murphy?
That was Oppenheimer.
Something bored. No, he was in Cillian Murphy or Barry Keoghan. No, it's Cillian Murphy. It was a follow-up to...
Okay, right.
But it was something born.
Brightburn is not that. Brightburn is Superman if he came to this planet and was reared, but he was a psychopath.
Right.
And he's not a hero.
Bit like Superman Red
And he's not an anti-hero.
Yeah, he's just a piece of shit.
Don't fucking say that. I might come and get you. But it's seriously...
you need to go watch The Boys.
He's a fucking nut job. He's a psychopath and he kills indiscriminately.
You need to go watch The Boys.
Absolutely. You're not even listening to
I am. No, you're just basically describing the plot of The Boys to me. Literally.
When's
Homelander.
The Boys out?
It's on like season 5 now or something. Now, I've only watched like a handful of seasons.
Okay, that's probably a rip-off of Brightburn.
Quite possibly,
ages ago.
But the funny thing about it is, right, they have a guy called Homelander who's basically Superman, but he's bad Superman. And the American right are only now realising that he's a parody of them and he's not the good guy. After like 5 seasons, it took them to actually cop onto that. Which is, pretty cool.
Which is indicative of the far right.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, they lost their shit when it became, like, they literally had to be spelled out to them in an episode at the start of season 5 or whatever, who Homelander actually was,
Yeah.
And they just lost their shit on the internet and went, I'm never watching that again. It's gone woke, it's this. He's been that from episode 1. It was just really subtle and...
You're just too stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, if any alt-right are listening to this...
Don't bother listening.
This is not your podcast.
This is not the podcast for you. We did say from the outset we wouldn't go all political, but it's... Everything is political.
Fucking, yeah.
Everything is political. Anyway, what the fuck has that got to do with zombies?
Zombies dominate pop culture.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Fucking everywhere. Now, I've not got no, unfortunately, about it.
Yeah, you're a bit of a zombie fan, aren't you?
Yeah.
28 Days Later, good movie.
Scary ass movie.
Beyond that, nah, just...
28 Days Later. Fucking...
That's a really good movie.
Horrible.
And it's Cillian Murphy again, there he is.
It is,
he's everywhere, isn't he?
Yeah. Train to Busan is brilliant. We'll get on to them later. Like, I'm fucking get this, and we'll get on to that at the end.
Yeah, no, right? Of course, yeah.
Zombie movies dominate pop culture, and they have done for ages. And from The Walking Dead, and we'll throw our opinions on all these things at the end.
I've watched one episode of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, me too. Through to The Last of Us. And The Last of Us was, I think, how zombie episode series should have been done from the beginning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you can throw too much of anything at anything and it becomes boring. Yeah. You're like, oh, it just
seems to be the same story over and over again.
Watch The Last of Us. No,
the gallant band of survivors.
Hang on.
No, I'm talking more
I
Walking
want to stop
Dead.
you dead there.
I'm talking more Walking Dead.
Yeah, Walking Dead is terrible. Go and watch The Last of Us. And it's a different twist on it. It's based in science.
Yeah, no, I get that. I'm not even on about the whole reason for the outbreak or the cause of the outbreak. It's the same trope. Gallant, plucky band of survivors in a world full of zombies and, fuckers who are basically, taking advantage of the zombie apocalypse to be horrible to people. Fighting for resources. Fighting for resources.
Yeah. I wouldn't say taking advantage of the apocalypse.
It's just the same fucking story over and over again.
It just depends on how you deal with it because it's how you deal with it.
Yeah. Like zombie comedy is probably the best way to do zombies, to be honest with you.
Have you seen Shaun of the Dead?
I have. Logan watches that film religiously.
I love it.
I hate it with a passion.
Very, very
because
good.
I must have seen... I know, it is a great film. But I must have seen that movie 100 times now. Between that and every time we walked into the common room in college, the sports students were watching it. Like every fucking day. Used to wreck me head.
I didn't go into the common room.
Did you not?
No.
I used to love the media centre in there. I brought a lot of movies into that media centre, actually.
I didn't go there for exactly that reason.
But the sports students. But anyway, yes.
So where does zombie come from?
I know the answer, but go on, tell our listeners.
No, come on, tell me.
Haiti. Or Haiti. I can never pronounce that name.
Before that, where does it come from?
No.
Okay. The origins of the word zombie are somewhat cloudy insofar as they can't go, that's where it came from.
Right.
But the Masogo people in Gabon, in Africa,
I was going to suggest Africa.
Use the word zombie for corpse. That's NDZUMBI.
Yeah, zombie.
Okay, for corpse. Kikongo, KIKONGO, use the word
Marvel would come up with, isn't it?
zombie.
Right, okay.
Which is NZAMBI.
Okay.
And that refers to a supreme being with superhuman abilities.
So does that mean
an
Zambians,
ancestor or a deity?
Does that mean Zambians are all basically superhuman?
People from Zambia?
Yeah, well, you just said...
I spelled it completely different.
What?
NZAMBI.
Oh, NZA. Sorry, I didn't hear the end. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Everything points towards its origins being
African.
Being African.
Okay.
And if you think of the slave market, and they were all taken from Africa, they were brought over to the West Indies and to the fucking Americas and all that kind of thing.
And Haiti.
That would have traveled, which all over in that direction. So it would have traveled there with them. Certain languages spoken in Angola and the Congo, Zumbi, ZUMBI, refers to an object inhabited by a spirit or someone returned from the dead.
Yeah, okay.
Which I think is really fucking interesting. Between the 16th and 19th centuries, France and Spain enslaved hundreds of Africans, taking them to, among other places, Haiti and the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're right where you said.
Yeah.
There, the beliefs of the Africans that were taken captive, call it what it is, and Catholic traditions of colonial authorities mixed to produce a religion known as voodoo, which is VODOU.
Okay, that's a little bit different than the voodoo that we know.
No,
or the bastardization of it.
No, I'd say voodoo is the bastardization.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Voodoo, as we know it, is a bastardization.
Okay, so that came into being. If a body isn't attended to soon after death, a sorcerer or boker, spelled boker, BOKOR, so he's a sorcerer or boker, can capture the dead body and then turn it into a soulless zombie that does their bidding for as long as they want. It's theirs.
A bit of Frankenstein meets a bit of kind of voodoo. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
So historically, these zombies could be put to work and needing neither food or rest to make their captors wealthier. So they had a workforce that didn't need to rest for the day, that didn't need to be fed.
You just keep them going.
You just keep them in chains where you want them, and they're just going to do the task that you've said. Okay?
It's an interesting take on the zombie, all right?
It's not a take, it's the origin.
Yeah.
Okay?
No, I'm saying it's just an interesting...
Yeah. Zombification might have been the embodiment of Haitian people's worst nightmares. So they were already slaves.
Yeah.
And death was the escape.
But
the fear was death is no longer the escape.
That
If
I'm
still
not be a slave after.
If I'm not interred or embalmed or buried in the right context with the right prayers, you know, all this kind of stuff.
The right kind of rituals,
If my soul isn't preserved in my body, not in my body, but in the afterlife,
I'll end up being
after
a slave
I've
for eternity.
died, there's a chance I will be a slave forever and ever and ever, and I can't even escape this horrible slave life
as it is
in death.
It's
an eternal thing.
So was that? Yeah, this is my kind of conspiratorial mind going into overdrive straight away. Would that have been something that the slave master invented to prevent slaves from committing suicide?
No, wasn't that the amalgamation of the Catholic traditions and the Africans' beliefs. It was brought into this voodoo, VODOU.
Yeah, but I know what I'm saying. Who was pushing this idea? Who had the most to gain?
The narrative?
Yeah, who had the most to gain from that narrative being pushed?
Well, I wouldn't say it was the slave master, only because you're saying to your slaves, if you're not buried in the correct ceremony at the correct time, we might capture you forever.
Yeah.
You know, and that would be, for want of a better phrase, put the fear of God into your slaves.
Yeah.
So they would be buried at the right time.
Yeah, no, the right way. I understand that, but what I was thinking more so was, I would imagine suicide rates are pretty high among slaves. It's a horrible shit.
I have no idea.
I would imagine, like it's a shit life. Who wants to live?
I know it's. I agree, it's a shit life.
So I would imagine, therefore, that suicide rates would be quite high, obviously. And I know in America and stuff they had draconian rules where if you killed yourself, the slave master had the right to kill the rest of your family and stuff. Like they went to pretty extreme lengths to stop slaves offing themselves, you know. So I just wonder if that's maybe where this comes from as well. That it's, you know, if you die out in the field, I'm not going to bury you. I'm not going to make sure you're buried. I'm going to keep you working for me for all eternity, kind of thing, you know. Or you know, if you kill yourself, I'm going to prevent you from getting a proper burial and getting all your rituals, and then I'm just gonna work you as a zombie, like, you know. I just wonder, was it that, like all these myths and, you know, legends and religions and all that, they usually have somebody behind the scenes profiting from these beliefs, and that's
who profits from them.
That's what I'm asking. Would it be the slave master who's coming up with this hokum, you know? I mean, it's obviously bullshit. Nobody can turn you into a zombie and put you into the field.
No, I know that, but I mean, try and tell a 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th century.
No, that's what I'm saying. So who came up with this and why? What was their motivation for creating this myth?
See,
and it's usually profit, you know?
I don't know. You see, I don't agree with that. I think it would have been more the community that's created within the enslaved cohort of people would be, if death is our only way out, we've got to make sure that we're buried in the correct way to protect
I understand that.
us in the afterlife. That would seem to me to be more of a reason to perform these things and spread this around. If someone, even if it's by suicide, if someone dies, protect them by burying them correctly so they're not a slave and they don't come back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no,
so rather than a slave owner saying, there's no point in killing yourselves, lads, because I'm just going to make slaves out of your zombie corpses and you're going to work for eternity. Rather than him doing that, I would say it was the protection of the cohort of people looking after their dead. They're free now. He's free, she's free.
Yeah.
Protect them. You know what I mean? That would have been my approach to it, rather than thinking it's the slave master. But you know, yeah.
I'm just always kind of suspicious of myths, and
I'm suspicious of everything.
Yeah. But anyway, that's not the like when I was talking to you off camera and about the origins of of the kind of Haitian zombie stuff. That's not what I was talking about. I was talking about where they have like pretty potent kind of psychoactive drugs. Well, not even drugs, they're natural plants and stuff. And they basically turn people into fucking zombies. Like literally. Fries their brain or whatever and just turns them like literally into a fucking zombie. And that was a thing that they used to do to people too, yeah?
There would have been lots of psychoactive traditional herbs and fucking
I know, but again, it was a slave thing. Like they as a punishment, they'd be given this stuff, and it would just basically.
I didn't read that.
Yeah.
I didn't read that at all. Who gave it to them?
The fucking plantation owners or whatever, and it would literally fucking zombify them. Like it would just fuck up their brain, basically, you know, completely, and just make them mindless, and they would just.
No, I didn't. Yeah. I didn't read that. I read slave owners beat the shit out of their fucking slaves
to the
point where they did what they want.
Yeah.
But I didn't read that about them.
I remember seeing, I don't know what
blowing someone's mind.
The documentary about it or something that I watched. That was a long time ago, like that, and it was the fear of that, like, was enough to keep them kind of. What's the word I'm looking for? Supplicant.
Yeah,
submissive. Yeah, but it was a drink that they'd given. Very much like the what you call it, Native Americans with that thing, the psychotropic thing that you want to.
The cocoa mixture drink.
No, the thing that makes them go on an acid trip, whatever.
Oh, the thing I want to do.
Yeah,
ayahuasca.
There you go.
Yeah. I want to do ayahuasca.
It was something like that, but it completely fucks your mind. Like it just, you're gone.
No, I didn't read that. I didn't read that like that. Why would a slave owner want to diminish the efficacy of their slaves?
No, just like when I say fucks your mind, it just fucking removes any ability you have to rebel, to think for yourself. It's just you become completely subservient.
I'm not saying beat them, but beating does that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I know, but if you can give them a drink that does it instantly, it's a bit easier, isn't it? Less effort. More economical.
I don't know. Are you sure you're not thinking about Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Okay. Yeah, no, it was a thing about Haitian fucking zombies, and I know there was an episode of the X-Files on it as well, on a similar kind of thing. It was all that Haitian medical, what you call them, fucking witch doctors and all that shit as well. But and again, that had something to do with some serum that you drank, and it just basically vegetated.
I don't know. Maybe there was something like that. But
it's something to look into anyway. But yeah, that's what I thought you were going with.
No point in telling you to look into it because you never do it, and you promise you're going to do.
I'll just go watch the X-Files.
Yeah. The fact that they had a ceremony to protect the soul of the person who died symbolized not doing it and them being a zombie who was enslaved forever, for all time, and there was no escape, symbolized their fear of slavery forever, never.
Yeah, that
after
was it,
death, not being out. And it was, for them, it was a genuine fear, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It was a thing that it could happen.
Yeah.
And as with all these indigenous cultures, I don't want to call them primitive or anything. All these indigenous cultures, they had their witch doctors and their sorcerers and all this kind of thing. And if they were, okay, this is zombies. In our werewolves one, we'll talk about the Navajo.
Yeah.
Because they had their
skinwalkers and shapeshifters.
Yeah, but they're witch doctors that chose the path that they wanted to walk. Good or bad. Yeah. Jedi or Sith. It all comes from somewhere. So we'll get into that much later on. Because in the next one, actually, the one that drops the Tuesday. In our werewolves episode, that'll be.
You can hear all about that on Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay. In Haitian culture, zombies are seen as victims in need of compassion because of everything we've just discussed. Yeah. Which is remarkable when you think where films are. You know what I mean? Where zombie films have taken the whole genre.
Yeah. I'm just going to go back to that as well. You see, like, even that kind of suggests that people had seen zombies. Like, there was some empirical evidence for these people to believe this. And that's where I'm going back to that psychotropic thing.
Yeah.
Because, like, how do you believe that you're going to be a zombie and walk a field for all eternity unless you've seen...
It's just a fear.
I know, but unless you've seen...
Well, no, you see, I'm not disputing the fact that there would be a psychotropic effect to be had by drinking this or eating that.
Yeah, no, it's...
But just the fact...
99.9% certain that was
just
a thing.
The fact that
was a thing.
Slave owners would have given it to their slaves to break them.
Yeah.
Where beating could do the same fucking thing. And be a lesson to everybody else. This is the shit that happens.
Yeah.
That's how you break.
I know that. But what I'm saying is this was a lot more efficient. Just fucking force this shit down their neck and that's it. They're fucking zombies. There's no other word for it. Like, they're a fucking zombie,
I just don't know if it would have come from the slave masters.
I'm not necessarily sure that it was, or it could have been something that, a fucking witch doctor did to someone as a punishment for a slight.
Oh, okay. I'm not arguing with you, because I just don't think it was slave masters.
Probably. But, maybe not. But what I'm saying was, it was a thing where there were there is.
Oh yeah.
Empirical evidence according to this documentary that I see in
control measures.
Many years ago, seeing this thing on Discovery or wherever it was, and it was about there is empirical evidence that there were actual zombies in Haiti. But they weren't living dead. They were.
I think every culture probably has their stories.
Yeah, but no, That's what I'm saying. There was physical evidence that this was more than just stories, that there actually were zombies, and it was because they had been basically drugged out of their fucking heads. There wasn't any kind of supernatural thing about it, and it was just people absolutely fucked in the head.
Quite likely because did you see the fucking state of Paul the other night? He was zombified or something, you know what
exactly.
I mean?
But this was
but
so, it was a thing that was done
from somewhere,
kind of surreptitiously, like it wasn't people seeing the effects but didn't know the cause. And that's where the whole kind of supernatural and fear element came. Like, he's fucking possessed by a demon, or he's whatever, And
that would have been the fear that preluded the knowledge of knowing what's actually fucking happening.
What schizophrenia looks like or whatever,
Anyway, 1915. During the occupation by the USA of Haiti in 1915, zombies underwent a transformation.
Right.
And you can blame pop culture.
Aye, of course.
US citizens engendered racist views about black Haitians.
There's a shock.
I have written here in brackets, there's a fucking surprise.
Yeah.
So
what are you eating, cats and dogs?
There you go.
Fuck me.
There was devil worshipping and human sacrifice, scaremongering. But zombies captured the imagination completely. Okay, so they were saying those black Haitians over there, fucking zombies. Devil worshippers, sacrifice their kids, sacrifice humans or whatever it might be. But zombies all consumed everything, right? That just leapt up above everything else. And there was the fear of zombies just took off. It was wildfire. In 1932, zombies made their big screen debut. Here they were starting a movie.
1932, was it?
1932.
Okay.
Yeah. And they were probably on it before that. Their big screen, silver screen debut came in 1932. Bela Lugosi, you know him, don't you?
I've heard that name, yes.
Yeah. White Zombie.
Nosferatu, is it? Or?
I think it was. Yeah. I have it written down here. We'll get to all the movies later on, so we will backtrack.
Yeah, Bela Lugosi. He's a film director.
White Zombie in 1932 was about a man who must go to Haiti and rescue his white damsel in distress from an evil voodoo master, Vodou, and his plantation zombie workforce.
There you go.
The sympathy wasn't for the enslaved black workforce.
No, of course not.
But for the heroic white hero. And his damsel in distress. It was just the also cast was the
I doubt they were even credited.
Black workforce.
This is 1930s America. I doubt the black actors were even credited.
Regardless, the whites were the heroes,
and
they're the people you should sympathize and empathize with. And there's the fact that you have a zombie workforce, pay them no mind.
Exactly, yeah.
Over the next several decades, zombie films became much more popular. Zombies weren't always of Haitian origin, though. Some were Nazis, which is Dead Snow in 2009.
Okay, must go look for that. Haven't seen it.
It got 6.3 on IMDb.
Okay.
I haven't seen it, and I don't have any interest in seeing it. Some zombies were aliens. Freaks of Nature 2015.
Okay.
Which got an even lower score on IMDb.
Yeah, most zombie movies will get a pretty low score though.
George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, that's obviously the most famous one.
Yeah. But he did a few after that. I loved those films. They were fucking brilliant.
Are they the ones with Bruce Campbell or not?
No,
are they remakes?
No, that's Evil Dead.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah. And are they zombies?
I don't know. Else? I never liked them. Never liked those films. I remember a movie, and I can't remember the name of it. And because I can't remember the name of it or anything about it, I didn't find anything on it. But it was an Asian zombie movie, and the zombies hopped. They didn't walk or stumble. Yeah, right. They hopped. No, not on one leg. They hopped on 2 feet. That's how they, like a rabbit, moving forward. And how you stop them was sticking a post-it on their forehead with an enchantment written on it, if I remember correctly.
What was this? Fucking zombies for 5-year-olds?
I don't know what it was. It's somebody who's thinking exactly like you and thinking it's just the same old fucking shit and just tried something different.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it was popular enough to be made and to have made its way to me because I saw it. It was on Channel 4. I just can't remember.
In our zombie movie that we made in college, we done an interesting twist on the whole kind of outbreak. It was basically we had a party beforehand, and certain students at the party popped some new kind of wonder drug pill thing, which in reality on the on set were fucking white Mentos. That's what we used for them. And then the next morning they woke up and they were zombies.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was kind of like it was a just say no message as well. As
it was a bit fucking vague.
Yeah.
Don't eat Mentos.
Yeah. Actually, now that I remember, it was called ZTC instead of XTC,
Right,
so,
okay.
And it turned you into a zombie the next day, yeah.
Just doesn't get better, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Hey, it was my first time writing.
George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead saw the zombie as undead, slow-moving yolks that had no controller the way they would have had their, their Bokor, their sorcerer in Haiti or like
these
that.
were just
they were
autonomous,
autonomous, yeah.
But just
as
single-mindedly,
autonomous as a zombie can get.
Yeah, just kind of single-minded kill.
Yeah.
Brains. Yeah.
And they create brains. Yeah, that fucking, they licked that off a rock because that came from fucking nowhere.
I know.
That was like a bolt out of the blue, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Movies like Shaun of the Dead and Zombieland and World War Z. Have you not seen Zombieland?
No.
Fuck you, man.
Is it good?
Go watch Zombieland. It's deadly. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
I don't do comedies. I don't do horrors,
You're a miserable shite.
I am. Do you know what I've been absolutely binge watching over the last few days, last couple of weeks? History movies. So I've been watching everything from Nixon to Frost Nixon, All the President's Men, The Post, the Pentagon Papers TV movie that was made. That's my genre. I love political drama.
Zombieland is brilliant and it's great crack.
So, yeah.
It's deadly. Zombieland 2 I haven't seen. I've no interest in seeing, but Zombieland is brilliant.
I think
it's
I have
really
the book
good.
of Zombieland.
And it's really well edited. Like it's obviously they made the movie and they put it into something like After Effects afterwards, but it works really, really well.
Okay.
It's fucking deadly. Like
it's a low budget job then, is it?
No, it's a very high budget.
Oh, okay.
But it's just it's a good twist. Even if you're not going to look at it.
Is that zombies in a theme park or something, is it? Am I thinking something else?
There is at the end of it, but that's for a very small portion. Yeah. It's Zombieland is the US.
Oh, okay.
It's Zombieland because it's fucking coast to coast zombies. And it's excellent.
It's almost really like good. Disneyland was taken over by zombies,
That's a very, very small-minded story. Not your small mind, but some filmmakers. Yeah. Jesus. It's not. Zombieland is brilliant. And everybody listening to this who's seen Zombieland will agree with me.
Yeah, World War Z, I did listen to the book years and years and years ago.
The book is much better than the movie.
Yeah, haven't seen the movie.
But the movie is
the
really
book is
good.
a handbook on how to survive the zombie apocalypse, essentially.
That's Zombieland.
Is it?
Yeah. Okay. It's fucking deadly. It really is.
I watched about 10 minutes of World War Z and just went, nope.
It's well worth it. It's really good. It's fucking great. And it's like the collapse as well, everything falls apart.
Yeah, maybe as the world teeters towards fucking oblivion over the last few years, maybe I will start to see something in zombie movies that actually isn't as far-fetched as it all fucking
Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. That's fucking bleak.
I know.
Okay. World War Z is great. And in 2002, you said it earlier, 28 days later.
Yeah. And then 28 weeks later as well. They were good movies. They were really atmospheric.
Yeah.
I loved, and did I read somewhere?
28 days later is so hard to get a grip on yourself.
Yeah.
But it's so relentless.
Yeah. But I love, and it was only actually after watching the DVD special features actually that they were talking about it. When he comes out of the hospital and there's nobody.
Mm.
You look where that was filmed.
Yeah.
Trafalgar Square.
It wasn't
Hyde Park.
It was across from fucking
he crossed
House of Parliament.
Yeah, he crossed the whole of fucking of London. They had 2.5 hours to film those scenes. That was literally, they were told, you've 2.5 fucking hours, we'll shut down fucking traffic. You don't get it, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know?
It was great.
But yeah, like, that's, you're kind of centre of London and there's not a fucking sinner in it. Like,
right. So, all of these movies that I've mentioned, zombies became the contagion.
Yeah.
You get bitten by a zombie.
You turn into a zombie.
You turn
very
into
much like
a
a
zombie.
vampire,
Yeah. And that's not where it started.
No.
You know what I mean? So it's the pop culture evolution of
it's completely
zombies.
different. Yeah.
So they just change it.
Everything. I mean, when we get on to Dracula later, I mean, that's, you know,
yeah,
Bram Stoker's Dracula couldn't be further from the inspiration for it, you know?
The so-called inspiration for it.
Yeah.
It's
the alleged.
It's I say so-called because it's not definitive, but it's so hard to deny the correlations.
Yeah.
But we will get on to that much later.
Much.
Pop culture has effectively taken the term zombie, which originally referred to the victims, and turned them into the monsters.
Into the bad guys, yeah.
And I think that's a great narrative on how things are today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, the victims are the fucking cause, yeah.
But
much going on in the world today that can apply to, you know?
This is where it's ended at, or this is where it's gotten to at this point. But it started in 1932.
Yeah.
Your man was going to rescue your woman from an evil plantation owner. Okay, he was evil. At least they fucking acknowledge that.
Yeah.
With his zombie workforce, and pay no mind to the zombie workforce.
And if you look at, is it James Bond, Live and Let Die? Similar thing again there.
That's voodoo, isn't it?
It is voodoo.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Kananka,
isn't it? Kanaka?
Katanga.
Yeah.
And I only remember that because you said Kanaka.
Yeah.
Other than that, I would have gone, nope, haven't a clue.
And he was only a henchman. Mr. Big was the
I
big
don't remember those.
Yeah,
I don't
like
James Bond movies.
Do you know?
No.
I love them. Love James
Bond. At all.
Love Bond.
I never liked Ian Fleming, and then
it's interesting. I'm actually reading.
It's like my dad used to say to me, and my brother would say to me, he says, "Well, this James Bond movie has nothing to do with Ian Fleming," and I was like, "It's his creation," and I just have no
Most
time.
of the films
have no time for James Bond at all.
And why didn't you like Fleming so?
I just didn't like his books. There's people whose style you like.
Yeah.
And
I just when you said it, I don't like Ian Fleming. I thought you meant as a person.
I'm sure he was a decent guy. No.
Do you know who apparently is the inspiration for James Bond? And this gets us right back into genre.
Go on.
Christopher Lee.
Really?
Who was Ian Fleming's cousin and was a secret agent in the SIS during the Second World War.
I knew that much. Yeah.
And apparently he's the inspiration for Mr. Bond.
Yeah. Did you? I watched the documentary on you said you watched Two Towers, the last half hour.
No, the Return of the King.
Oh, right. So it's the one after. The end of the Two Towers. Have you seen The Lord of the Rings?
I have, yeah. Okay.
The end of the
Multiple
Two Towers. I was watching a documentary on Christopher Lee, and he was saying, fucking Peter Jackson was saying, well, I don't even remember the name of the fucking guy.
Saruman, isn't it?
No, that was Saruman. Who was his fucking...
Oh, Wormtongue.
Wormtongue.
Yeah.
Right. Wormtongue
Brad
stabs
Dourif.
him in
brilliant.
the back.
Brad Dourif is brilliant.
Wormtongue stabs him in the back.
Yeah.
And Peter Jackson was like, okay, we'll go for another take, and I want more of a, I've been stabbed kind of reaction. And Christopher Lee pulled him to one side and he says, have you ever seen a man stabbed in the back? He's like, no. He says, well, they give it a more of a, because the lung, the air has been taken from your lungs. You're not able to shout or able to scream. And he was like, so we just went with the, he was standing back. Peter Jackson went, yep, learned my lesson there.
Yeah. So he's the authority on that one.
Yeah, well, as I'm not questioning that one.
The inspiration for James Bond. Yeah, there you go. Actually, he's the ultimate kind of franchise actor, though, if you think about it. He's in the Hammer Horrors.
Yeah.
Probably the first franchise ever made. He's in the James Bond movies. He's the man with the golden gun. He's in Star Wars and he's in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
That's some kind of full deck to have, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is. Like.
He was great.
Yeah. Brilliant, man. He lived to 100 as well, didn't he? Or 99. Like that. Yeah, he lived to be very, very old.
Have you ever seen Wreck?
No.
Wreck is, I think it's Spanish. It's subtitled anyway. But I saw it and it's a footage found zombie film.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. I do like those kind of things.
It's brilliant.
It's an interesting take on it.
A video journalist and I think it's a video journalist and her cameraman are documenting a zombie outbreak, like as it's happening. And it's
brilliant.
Deadly. It's deadly. You know the Blair Witch style?
Yeah, that's an
I know.
movie.
But
yeah,
you know what I mean?
The style. Cloverfield as well.
Yeah, Cloverfield. Yeah.
And I did
Which
enjoy
is a great
Cloverfield.
fucking movie.
Not mad at monster movies, but as they go, that wasn't a bad one.
I like monster movies, but I don't like fucking
Godzilla
movies.
Yeah,
I liked Godzilla -1.
I watched them all during the summer. I tried to watch -1.
That's deadly.
But I watched
it's
it
so good.
Just couldn't get in.
I watched Godzilla -1 with subtitles, like in its original Japanese, and then dubbed. And the dubbed one is much worse.
Oh, I can't watch dubbed. I cannot watch dubbed.
It's
I'd much rather subtitles,
Yeah, my nephews, who were old enough to watch Godzilla movies, wanted to watch it, and we watched it. But
haven't seen the
wouldn't have sat through the Japanese version, so we fucking watched the dubbed version. Not very good.
No, I watched the two of the three Hollywood ones. I don't know how many is there.
Oh, I don't know.
There's Godzilla, there's Godzilla and Kong. I didn't watch that one yet. Oh, I don't know. There's the new one. I don't know. I watched 2 or 3 of them during the summer.
Well, then there's more, because Godzilla, doesn't he battle fucking Mothra?
Yeah, that's in the first one, I think.
Is that the one where they fucking wreck San Francisco?
Yeah, that is the very first
San Francisco's really got its arse kicked in disaster movies, hasn't it?
And the reason I went back and watched that was the new series. Well, I say new, it was out in the summer. What's the organisation behind the scenes in Godzilla?
Oh, I don't know. I really don't like them.
Don't like those movies. But that's what the show was called. It's that, but it's in the immediate aftermath of the first Godzilla one where he wrecks San Francisco. The show takes place in the immediate aftermath of that, and it also goes back to the.
It's like they celebrate the victory at the end, but it's like there's millions dead. The fucking city is
now in fairness, the series does kind of focus on that. Like I didn't watch it all.
Stupid. Train to Busan.
You were saying,
South Korean zombie movie, and if I remember it correctly, it's chemical spillage or something like that, and it creates these bloodthirsty zombie-like creatures. Okay, cool. It's phenomenal.
Cool.
It's so good. So
I'm here nodding. You know I'm not going to watch any of these.
It's so good.
I might go and watch Last of Us though, because I do keep saying I must watch that. Daughter keeps telling me how great it is as well, so
it's
definitely
so
gonna go watch that. Yeah,
The Last of Us.
I did watch. I watched like 2 or 3 episodes, and then I just that's enough of that for for now. And then I haven't gone back to it.
They're gonna do Last of Us 2.
I know. Yeah.
You should get the season 1 out of the way before Last of Us 2, or you'll just say I won't bother. I'll jump on here.
And I'm gonna go right back at you with Silo's out in 2 weeks. Still Silo season 2. So
yeah, well, if you're not gonna watch zombie movies. I ain't doing that, and you recommend.
You're missing out on Silo, man.
You're missing out on zombie movies.
But anyway.
So Night of the Living Dead, Romero is brilliant, 1968. Train to Busan, and these are in no particular order.
Right.
Dawn of the Dead was 1978.
Dawn of the Dead, that's another one. I've heard of all these movies, I've never seen them.
Shaun of the Dead.
Yes.
Wreck, Zombieland. Dave the Dead, Dawn of the Dead was Zack Snyder's 2004 remake of Romero's film, and that's actually really good as well.
Is it good?
I can't remember.
I like Snyder, I do have to say.
Which is the one? It might be.
See, I always got so confused with these: Living Dead, Return of the Living Dead, Night of the Living Dead.
That's why I get confused with fucking Godzilla movies.
Yeah, that's
what the fuck, man.
Like, where do I watch this?
Yeah,
it's like fucking comic books, and there's so many fucking iterations, and you're like, where do I start?
Yeah,
and that's why I haven't watched.
I think it was Zack Snyder's remake. I'm pretty sure it was, where one pregnant woman was bitten, and she's a zombie, and she dies, and the baby is born, and the baby's a zombie.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And it was garbage. And I was like, for fuck's sake. Yeah.
And
if it's Zack Snyder, and Zack Snyder happens to be listening to this, what the fuck were you doing, buddy? Shouldn't have done that. Fuck's sake. 28 Days Later. Great movie.
Yeah, loved it. And 28 weeks later
was a slower pace.
It's not as good, but it was good.
But the relentlessness of 28 Days Later was like, fucking
But I
hell.
think I'll watch Anyhoo or Cillian Murphy. I honestly,
think it's
genuinely think fucking Cillian Murphy's one of the best actors
he
in
is
the world
great.
right now.
Everything that's popping up on my timeline on YouTube is because we're this close to Halloween.
Oh, of course, yeah.
You know, it's got to be an algorithm.
No question, yeah.
Something. But I rewatched the zombie storming of London in 28 Days Later.
Oh yeah,
where they're on the rooftop.
Yeah.
And it's like I can't tell which is which, and it's just open fire free. Gun free, fucking, and it's fucking horrendous, but it's really good. And they're picking off people who are zombies who are chowing down on victims because they can identify them because
they're chowing down.
There's a woman down there and she's eating a corpse. Fucking shoot her. But then they say, I can't tell anymore because they're all just running and screaming and chasing and all the kind of thing. And you just weapons free. It's like, fuck, man. I thought it was great. Brilliant. World War Z is great.
I must go watch it.
Yeah.
I must. And I do like Brad Pitt. Like, I mean, it doesn't...
He's a quality actor.
He is. He is. Like, he doesn't get the respect he deserves.
I think he probably does.
Maybe more so now, but at the back in the 90s and that, he was always just seen as a heartthrob. You know what I mean? He was just,
Well, wasn't that Leo?
Yes. There's Leo as well, very much the same. Leonardo DiCaprio, yeah, absolutely, yeah. But come here, I heard a great story about Brad Pitt, actually. And this is a great story. When he was over here filming Devil's Own, like not long after that, myself and my dad were doing carpets in all the trailers that they use for makeup and, all those, yeah. It's a place in Inchicore called Irish Film Services. They hire out all these, buses and stuff. But they had the car from Devil's Own with all the bullet holes in it from the IRA battle at the start.
Yeah.
Was sitting there, and I kind of spotted that first. I went, that's from Devil's Own, isn't it? And everyone's like, Jesus, yeah. You're very well spotted kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, it was just a Ford Sierra with bullet holes in it. And then I got chatting to her, and she was telling me when Brad Pitt was overdoing it, and they were out in Inchicore filming or whatever, and someone shouted, the fucking typical Dublin teenagers, Brad Pitt, you fucking wanker, right? Pitt took off, chased them down the fucking road, right? Caught up with them, grabs the little fucker and goes, you don't even know me. How'd you fucking know him a wanker? And the poor young fella was like, I don't, I'm sorry, whatever. He signed autographs for them, brought them back, let them watch him on set all day, the whole lot,
But his accents are fucking amazing.
Ah, yeah, fucking snatch. He's just so good.
Have you seen his Creole accent in Meeting Joe Black?
Yes, that's a great film. That is a great film.
I haven't seen it. I just saw that clip. Have you not? No.
Oh man, that's a creepy
I do want to watch it though.
Fucking movie. I seen that in the cinema.
Yeah.
Back then, at that time, I used to go and see every single fucking picture in the cinema because I worked in the cinema at the time, had a free pass. It was unlimited free movies. So there was about a 3 or 4 year period where I seen every movie, good, bad, and indifferent.
Yeah.
That was released over about a 3 year period, yeah. And Meet Joe Black was one of them, yeah. Really sticks out in my mind, actually, that one.
His accent is so
good. He's brilliant at accents. Even in Interview with a Vampire, to keep it on team, that kind of, and he has that kind of southern kind of Creole accent in that as well, yeah.
I really don't like Interview with a Vampire.
It's not great. Have you seen there's a TV show of it now?
Oh, God.
Yeah, I know, and I'm kind of in 2 minds whether to watch it or not.
I won't be checking that out.
I have the book on my phone.
Feel free to tell me about it. I won't be checking that out.
I have the audio book on my phone as well.
I'd say it's a great book.
I've jumped in and out.
It's a great storyline.
I know my brother-in-law was obsessed with it at the time. Yeah, he loved the books. All the books.
I fucking don't like the way they tackled the movie. I don't
don't know much about it. I find donkey's years since seen it.
Tom Cruise is in it.
Yeah.
And what's her face?
Fucking Spider-Man's girlfriend.
Yeah.
She's only a child in it.
Yeah, she is, yeah. Make her zombie and
Kirsten
Dunst.
Yeah.
And
it's a bit kind of pedo-y, isn't it? With her
it's weird. Yeah. It's fucking weird. And it didn't bits of it didn't sit with me. I was like, no, I don't like it.
I thought it was very creepy before, right now that I think about it, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not into period dramas and I'm not into vampire movies, so it was
too period drama for me.
Yeah.
There's too much of the film spent on period drama for me.
Yeah.
And I was like, could have fucking gone anywhere, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But that's kind of,
You could be
pirates. I think that very much is the book as well, though. That is.
Yeah. There's actually a film coming out. Last Voyage of the Demeter.
Okay.
Is coming out.
Where did that ship?
Demeter is the ship that brought fucking Dracula to England.
Right. Okay.
Which we will get into.
We'll get onto that. Yeah. Let's keep that in the bag.
That's
going to be. Let's keep that in the bag because I've got so many things.
Can't wait to see that.
Have you any more zombie stories, or are we?
No, that's it. I didn't have a zombie story. They're just the originals.
Okay, let's go to the Winchester and wait till this blows over then, yeah?
Yeah. Fucking. Have you seen that?
What, Shaun of the
Dead? You don't like that film?
I do. No, I was being facetious earlier when I said I don't like it because I've seen the fucking thing like probably 400 times now.
All right, okay.
With Logan.
Okay. It's always on. I actually avoid it when it's on more for film.
Yeah, no, Logan has it on DVD and he has the thing worn out. It is a good movie. But anyway, let's go to the Winchester, grab a point and wait till this blows over there, yeah?
Well, till the whole thing blows over.
Yeah, and I'll see you Tuesday.
All right. Talk to you then.